We're learning that a southeastern Kentucky daycare operator charged with abuse is accused of actually sitting on a child.
The Pulaski County Jail is packed after dozens of people were arrested during a drug roundup this morning.
Why this letter promising you a fortune could actually cost you one. What you need to know coming up.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5:30.
Good evening to you. She is accused of abusing a child she was supposed to be caring for.
And tonight we're learning some new information about the allegations against the Knox County daycare owner. Police say that Tracy Ford abused a child in her care at the Rainbows and Lollipop Center in Corbin. Our Phil Pendleton was in courtroom today when Ford made her first appearance in front of a judge. He tells us what he tracked down in our top story at 5:30.
Tracy Ford of Woodbine, Kentucky, was represented by an attorney during her hearing in the Knox County District Court. He entered a not guilty plea for her. The judge said that her $25,000 cash bond will stay the same.
Yes, sir, we're ready.
The allegation against Tracy Ford is that she basically sat on a 2-year-old child at the Corbin daycare on Thursday.
Tracy Ford.
33-year-old said little during her arraignment, her attorney entering the standard not guilty plea.
Do you understand your rights and charges, ma'am?
Yes.
The warrant of arrest states that on Thursday, Ford used a 2-year-old as a seat. She allegedly placed a beanbag on top of him while he was sleeping and while she was on a computer. Police say they were called to the daycare after a complaint by relatives of the 2-year-old.
She shouldn't have to pay for what she's done to these children.
On Friday, we spoke with another parent who told us of witnessing a similar incident.
She was placing a beanbag on top of the child to put him to sleep and using her body weight against him.
The daycare in Corbin is closed today. No one was there. Neighbors tell me that it's been owned and operated by several different people over the years, most recently by Ford over the last couple of years. Ironically, I'm told that Ford, when she was a child, went to that same daycare. In Knox County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
State police want to know if other parents have similar complaints and urge them to call the Harlan Post if they have other allegations about that daycare.
After a beautiful dry weekend, it looks like the wet weather is returning to the Commonwealth, and some areas could see several inches of rain. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is tracking the rain and some thunderstorms moving in tonight. Chris?
Yeah, those showers and thunderstorms coming at us from the south and southwest. A big supply of moisture coming out of the Gulf of Mexico with a system area of low pressure that'll be right on top of the region later tonight and tomorrow, and all of that spelling the potential for flooding rains. Flood watch is out through Tuesday for the counties that you see shaded in green. Will we get that expanded a little farther to the north? We'll have to see exactly where that heaviest band of rain sets up, but odds favor that across parts of central Kentucky as of right now. Live First Alert Defender, rain increasing quickly this afternoon into the early evening now from southwest to northeast. Ahead of the main surge of juice, getting in on some of those showers that are gathering steam across parts of Scott County. Some locally heavy downpours now showing up here along Interstate 75, just north of the Toyota plant, toward the Sadieville area. That'll briefly put down enough rain to cause some puddles on 75. A little jump zone across Lexington to Richmond with a few sprinkles down into Berea, and that stuff continues to be rather scattered into south central Kentucky, though down the Bluegrass Parkway toward Bardstown, Elizabethtown, and on into Bowling Green. Rain continues to increase here, and that is going to be the trend of the next roughly 24 hours. Guys, we're tracking those rounds of showers and thunderstorms. Believe it or not, another 1 to 3 inches of rain, if not a little more, possible through the area. That's why we're watching out for flooding, and we'll track it all for you in greater detail with the hour-by-hour forecast just ahead.
It was a major drug roundup. Today, police in southern Kentucky tracked down dozens of suspected drug dealers.
The Pulaski County grand jury recently indicted 47 people on nearly 70 felony charges. Officers didn't arrest all 47 people today. Our Victor Puente was there, and he tells us what kind of drug charges these people are facing in this crime tracker report.
Local, state, and federal law enforcement took part in this roundup. They were targeting almost 50 people who'd been indicted on drug charges. 11 different agencies took part in this morning's drug roundup.
Today was a culmination of efforts between a lot of different agencies, state, federal, local, and of course the Sheriff's Department.
Officers in teams of 3 traveled across Pulaski County, arresting people police say either had drugs on them or had sold to undercover officers.
A lot of hydrocodone, Percocet, things of that sort. But we're also starting to see some heroin.
Sheriff Speck says users are turning to heroin as an alternative to the opiates they're addicted to. 47 indictments led to this operation. Today they made almost 30 arrests. Speck says most of these arrests were dealers. That will soon change.
With these arrests, we're working our way up to the larger distributors, manufacturers, and suppliers.
Deputies expect they'll get tips on any people who weren't arrested today once it's known that they're wanted. In Pulaski County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
While many of those charged were because of opiates, about 15 of the people who were indicted are facing charges connected to meth.
State police are searching for 2 inmates with ties to central and eastern Kentucky who are on the run tonight. Troopers say that 28-year-old Nicholas Salyer and 23-year-old Justin Fields walked away from the Dismas Charities in Louisville on Thursday. Salyer has ties to the Georgetown area. Fields has ties to the Paintsville area. Troopers are not sure what the 2 were wearing or what vehicle they could be in. A Lexington cell phone store is becoming a popular target for burglars. Police say that 2 burglars hit the T-Mobile store on Richmond Road for the 3rd time in less than a month. Police say the burglars have already made off with thousands of dollars worth of cell phones. Since the first 2, the officers say the store manager has started locking phones in a safe. Police think that kept the burglars from stealing anything this morning. And when they didn't get away with anything, police say they tried to break into the location on Nicholasville Road. One neighbor tells us she's been noticing some suspicious activity.
The neighbors like us that walk will pay attention, because they're concerned about the neighborhood. They want to keep it clean here.
The burglaries were caught on camera, but police say they couldn't get a good look at the crooks because they were wearing masks and sweatshirts.
A gas line leak has closed a part of US 60. Our county-by-county coverage at 5:30 begins in Franklin County. Frankfort police say all lanes of US 60 between US 127 to Meadowview Drive have been closed. Crews from Columbia Gas are at the scene trying to repair the 8-inch leak. The closure is expected to last for a couple of more hours. Police say it will affect the afternoon and evening commute. Traffic on eastbound US 60 is being detoured onto Meadowview Drive to US 127. Westbound traffic is asked to take Interstate 64. In Floyd County, nearly 2 weeks after a mudslide damaged 2 homes, the homeowners are still trying to pick up the pieces. One homeowner tells us he was inside his home when he heard the slide. His deck was destroyed and his home was damaged.
Took like a $10,000 deck and it's in pieces behind us over here on the hill, and down there, there's a lot of it down there. The underneath, all the blocks, a lot of the blocks are it just pushed them out and tore them loose.
Another home was also damaged from the slide. Homeowners say the mud actually moved it about 20 feet from its original location. We're told that while no one was injured, some cattle along with other livestock were killed in the slide.
It's the latest scam targeting large numbers of people across this country, and this is a case where the promise of big money could end up costing you big time. If you receive a letter like this one saying you're eligible for a huge inheritance, read it carefully.
They had a deceased relative who left millions of dollars in a bank vault in Spain, and that they needed to send processing fees in order to get this money.
Between $1,300 and $1,500 to claim. What the letter says is the abandoned sum of money. Some victims sent that money and realized the hard way that they had been scammed.
They checked with other relatives and no one's heard of them. They checked with their attorney and they were told that this scam is all over the internet.
In fact, federal officials say hundreds have fallen victim to the phony inheritance scheme.
Something like that would be extremely rare. If you get a letter like that, you're probably the victim of a slick con artist.
Postal inspectors have some simple advice.
Legitimate law firms who have been appointed to distribute actual funds such as this would never ask for fees, would never contact you with a simple letter asking for fees.
Postal inspectors also recommend immediately contacting local police so they can track if there are other victims in the area.
Follow WKYT online at WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
Another big signing for Pepsi. The soda company is now the official drink of the NBA.
And Apple's getting a look at how in demand their Apple Watch is. CBS's Hannah Daniels has details in your Money Watch report.
Pepsi is now the official drink of the NBA. The beverage giant signed a 5-year deal after Coca-Cola said it will not renew its contract for the upcoming season after 29 years. The new partnership with Pepsi begins on July 1st. Pepsi now has sponsorship deals with all the major U.S. sports leagues. Today on Wall Street, the Dow finished down almost 81 points. The Nasdaq dropped almost 8. 2 former egg industry executives faced the judge for their role in a major salmonella outbreak that sickened thousands of people in 2010. Austin DeCoster and Peter DeCoster were sentenced to 3 months in jail. Investigators say that the father and son knew their Iowa egg facility was at risk for salmonella contamination before the outbreak. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control estimates about 56,000 people may have been sickened. Nearly 1 million people ordered an Apple Watch on Friday, the first day it went on sale online. According to the research firm that tracks receipts, more than half the customers went for the least expensive sports model. That's your Money Watch. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. In New York, I'm Hannah Daniels.
Republican presidential candidate Senator Rand Paul has had another run-in with the media. During an interview last Friday with the British newspaper The Guardian, a reporter was pressing him about his stand on criminal justice reform when the senator walked out.
Washington Post ABC poll last week said 2 and 3. But this is the specific answer. Oh. Okay, so we got that interview cut off. Maybe it was because I was...
Still not clear if the senator from Kentucky was upset with the question or short on time. It's the third incident with the media Senator Paul has had since declaring his candidacy for president.
A Kentucky college has officially started work on a new campus. Today, Bluegrass Community and Technical College broke ground on its new 78,000 square foot campus in Georgetown. It will house the Advanced Manufacturing Technician Program. Directors of the program say this new facility will help the workforce.
And giving the manufacturers what they need, students with not only the technical skills but the soft skills such as attendance, being there on time, their work ethic, communication skills, so they get all of that. It's not just the technical skills.
The campus will also offer traditional academic courses for students in Scott County. The new campus will serve more than 1,000 students.